never let it grow. I'm at war with it, but it's hard to let it go.
This is a weapon review.
In the third episode of This Is a Weapon Review, we have the Erentil FR4 from Omolon obtained out of engrams from the Gunsmith. Being the highest impact archetype of fusion rifles, this weapon has high impact frame as its intrinsic perk, which increases its accuracy when you're standing still and aiming down the sights. This weapon's sights consist of Candle PS, a short zoom sight that increases handling, and Flash HS5, a sight that gives you more range. Honestly, I love how both of these sights look. Most Omolon sights are transparent and have a short zoom, which doesn't hinder your peripheral vision, giving you a clear open field of perception. If I had to choose between the two, I'd definitely go with Flash HS5 for the range boost. Candle PS gives you a few more points in handling, but handling isn't really an important stat in this archetype of fusion rifle. You don't want to expect this weapon to have extra range, since more range equals less damage fall off and enables you to map your opponents more often. The perks consist of accelerated cores, which gives this weapon a faster charge time at the expense of lowering its impact, and liquid cores, which maxes out its impact completely but slows down its charge time. For PvE, you can get away with using either one of these, but for DPS purposes, it make more sense to go with liquid cores. In this clip here, I was using liquid cores and completely destroyed this fallen captain. The slower charge time doesn't really matter in PvE, since in most scenarios, PvE doesn't have the same sense of urgency as PvP does, and something as simple as a slower charge has less imperativeness than the damage output that you'll be getting with that 100% impact. But you'll want to go with accelerated cores if you're using this weapon in PvP. The faster charge rate from accelerated cores will get you in and out of a gunfight a lot faster, whereas the slower charge time from liquid cores will take forever for you to get a kill. If you did want to use liquid cores in PvP, I'd suggest pre-charging this weapon from behind cover before you engage an opponent, because if you engage an opponent then charge your weapon, you'll probably end up dying, since it takes a pretty long time to completely charge up. Accelerated coils will give you a slight decrease to impact, but this weapon's impact is already so high that as long as 4 out of the 7 beams hit an opponent, they'll go down without a problem. The final perk is Under Pressure, and this perk states that this weapon's stability and accuracy will increase the lower its magazine gets. Okay, so the phrasing is kind of confusing here, so I'll explain exactly what this perk does. On fusion rifles, the stability stat directly affects bolt spread, so the more stability a fusion rifle has, the tighter its bolt spread will be. Now when it comes to what accuracy means, this next part is also a bit tricky, so I'm quoting planetdestiny.com when I say that accuracy is the likelihood of a shot going dead center or receiving maximum aim assist deflection. Weapons that have a higher initial projectile accuracy will decrease as you maintain fire or jump in the air in conjunction with the accuracy cone changes. The physical size of the accuracy cone grows as you maintain fire, which we refer to as bloom, and this means that shots have a higher error angle and thus are less accurate. So in short, the Under Pressure perk tightens the bolt spread and makes this weapon a bit more precise. In my experience, shooting this weapon at a wall is the best way to see how tight the bolt groupings actually become. Earlier I spoke highly of this weapon for both PvE and PvP, and the reason why is because it's a fairly reliable weapon in almost any activity in the game. Admittedly, there are better options out there than fusion rifles for PvE, but this weapon has been an absolute blast to use in strikes and public events. It's been very frequent that I'd shoot one enemy and not even realize that I also killed the enemy behind it, and that's because this weapon's impact is so high. I wouldn't take this weapon or any fusion rifle into a raid though, since DPS and crowd control are crucial in raids, and that isn't something that fusion rifles are adept at. But in the Crucible, this weapon is a monster, and like I said earlier, it's very easy to map enemy guardians due to its high range and impact. I find myself killing opponents at ridiculous ranges that I didn't even know fusion rifles could even kill at. But as stated earlier, you'll want to use the Flash HS5 and accelerated cores combo. That way your range is as high as it can get and your charge time is a lot faster. But that does it for this one, everybody. I'm 1LHD, and this has been a weapon review. Thank you for tuning in. Keep it smooth.